Quarantinaville, Panama. Um, it's currently Saturday afternoon, and I was going to do this live, but for security reasons, which you'll understand in a second, I'm actually pre-recording it, and I'm going to release this on Monday, so it'll be at least Monday before you're viewing this, just out of security reasons. But what I want to talk about today is why it's impossible for the government to handle this pandemic and the situation around it, and it's not even their fault, but they can't do it. You're going to want to hear this. So welcome. We're sitting here where I'm standing in my condo on the beach. Beautiful beach down there, beautiful swimming pool. This is a condo that we moved out of about 2 months ago. We're not allowed to use the beach. You can't walk on it, or you risk being arrested, or worse. You can't use the pool. You can't use any of the social areas. You're essentially stuck in the condo here. We moved out about 2 months ago into a house about 20 minutes from here. And so that the apartment is currently vacant. We're looking for somebody to move in. What I want to talk about, though, is why the government's not equipped to handle this type of situation or this type of pandemic. I had a really important meeting this weekend. It was on Saturday, and which is why I'm here recording right now. And this is a meeting that I absolutely had to attend. And unfortunately, we were notified a couple of days ago that there wasn't going to be any power through the entire district, power or internet through the entire district on Saturday. So I knew that I needed to go someplace. I could run internet off of my mobile phone, but I wasn't going to be able to run power to the laptop and to the phone all day. So I needed to go someplace with a generator, and we happen to have a generator in the condo unit that we're staying in. So the problem is, here in Panama, we have a real tight lockdown schedule. I've talked about it before. We're locked down. We're only allowed out. Women are allowed out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Men are allowed out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. And you're only allowed out for a 2-hour block that corresponds to the last number on your passport. So in my case, I'm allowed out 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So knowing that I had a meeting on Saturday that I absolutely had to attend, we made the decision that, well, I'll come to the condo on Thursday night during my 2-hour block and spend a couple of days at the condo, go to my meeting on Saturday, which will be over in time for my 4:30 block so I could head back to the house. So I left on Thursday afternoon to do that, picked up food for a couple of days, and arrived at the condo. About 6:30, right after it was too late for us to leave, they decided that they were also going to ban Saturday for men as well. So at this stage, I now can, even though it's Saturday, my meetings are done, and I arrived here on Thursday night with a couple days worth of food. I'm now stuck in the condo until my next day out, which is Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. So I have enough food to last me till Sunday. I'm going to stretch it out till Tuesday somehow. Not too worried about surviving. But the reason I said it was a security issue is because I've left my wife at home alone at a time when home invasions are already increasing. And I can't be there to be in the house in case something happens. So essentially, for a meeting of a few hours on Saturday for a power outage that never actually ended up happening, I have to be away from home for 5 days in an empty condominium when I could probably walk home in about an hour and a half and could drive home in about 20 minutes. And the reason that I'm saying that this is because the government can't handle these things, is the problem is governments don't think. they make knee-jerk reactions about rules, and then which whether they have to or not is one thing, but the problem is they make these rules without thinking about all of the consequences. They don't consider things, and then they have them enforced by government employees who are essentially hammers, and with hammers, every problem that they see is a nail. So therefore, there's no room for any flexibility in the laws. There's no room for any common sense that not every situation is the same. So because they made a law that men shouldn't, for whatever reason, leave the house on Saturdays, nobody can leave the house on Sundays, only women can leave the house on Mondays, a situation where I would be out in my car, completely protected, completely away from anybody social, for about 15 or 20 minutes, I can go to jail for doing. And that's how it is with all government types of interactions, that because of the type of institution they are, and because of the enforcers that they have working, they're unable to leave a buffer for people to actually think. Everything is too black and white, and not every situation is the same, but they make these tight laws with the belief that every situation is the same, and, oh, well, it's okay if men don't leave the house. Why do you have to leave the house? Not recognizing that they're putting some of us in danger by doing that. I just kind of had to put that out. My voice is going. It's been a long few days of meetings, and I'm going to try and figure out my ration of food so that I can actually survive until Tuesday. I mean, it's not an emergency situation by any means. It's just sort of an inconvenience, but it's an inconvenience that doesn't make any sense. And like I said, a security risk, which is why I can't do this video live. I can't put it out until Tuesday because I don't want to obviously broadcast that we're in this situation. So wherever you're at, stay safe. Use common sense. It's up to us as especially as entrepreneurs, but as people in general, to use common sense, because that's something that the governments are incapable of doing, and that something that the government enforcers are certainly incapable of doing. So we have to make sure that we do it for them.